Imagine stepping into the heart of Manila, where the sun beats down on crowded streets, filled with jeepneys honking and vendors shouting. But just beyond the chaos lies a world few outsiders ever see. A place where the living share space with the dead in sprawling cemetery slums. This is the hidden side of life in the Philippines, a story of survival amid poverty, forgotten history, and quiet resilience that keeps people going against all odds. In Manila North Cemetery, the largest and oldest in the city, covering 54 hectares, around 6,000 people from 800 families have built their homes right on top of graves or inside crumbling mausoleums. They sleep on concrete tombs, cook meals over small fires, and raise children in the shadows of headstones. All because affordable housing in this overcrowded capital is a dream out of reach for many migrants from the countryside chasing better jobs. These settlements started in the 1950s, when empty spaces in cemeteries became free refuges for the poor. But today, they lack basics like clean water, electricity, and toilets. Some areas have just 2 wells for 50 families. People like Elvira, who's lived there since 1966, scrape by selling flowers to mourners or carving headstones, earning pennies while respecting the dead around them. Yet, danger lurks in the night. Under former President Rodrigo Duterte's brutal war on drugs, which claimed over 6,000 official lives and possibly up to 30,000, these cemeteries became hunting grounds for police raids and masked vigilantes. Families whisper about loved ones gunned down, labeled as pushers without proof, like Carmelita's son Irish, shot 5 times in 2017, or Ricardo's boy Ericardo, killed in a so-called operation that left his body riddled with bullets. The fear is constant. Raids happen every other day. Bullets fly, and survivors like Carmelita now live atop her son's grave, unable to seek justice because speaking up could mean more death. This violence isn't new. It echoes deeper scars from the past, like the Japanese occupation during World War II, when over 1,000 Filipino women, some just girls, were forced into sexual slavery by the Imperial Army, trapped in comfort stations and enduring unimaginable horrors. These survivors, known as the Malaya Lolas, have fought for decades for recognition and reparations. But even in 2023, a UN committee had to rule that the Philippine government failed them, denying proper apologies or compensation while treating male war veterans better. Their stories are buried in silence, much like the mass graves from the Battle of Manila, where Japanese forces slaughtered innocents in one of history's forgotten atrocities. Move deeper into the shadows, and you'll find places like Happy Land and Smoky Mountain, former garbage dumps turned into slums where thousands scavenge for scraps to survive. Smoky Mountain, once a towering pile of Manila's waste, now hosts families living in shanties amid lingering smells and health risks. Kids playing in polluted dirt, while parents dig through trash for recyclables worth a few pesos. It's a stark contrast to the glossy beaches and resorts tourists rave about, but here, poverty drives desperate choices, like the webcam child abuse that's exploded, making the Philippines the global epicenter for this crime, fueled by families so broke, they'll exploit their own to eat. One video alone shows the heartbreaking reality. Kids as young as toddlers coerced into acts for online predators, all because hunger overrides everything else. Police know, but corruption runs deep. Torture is another open secret, with officers beating suspects with batons or worse during arrests, ignoring the 2009 anti-torture law meant to stop it. Survivors like Alfreda, arrested in Parañaque and pummeled until she could barely walk, face threats if they complain, keeping the cycle alive. Yet, amid this darkness, there's a flip side nobody talks about: the fierce spirit that binds communities together. In those cemetery homes, residents clean the grounds, teach their kids in makeshift classes since no schools come, and find peace in the quiet, saying sorry to the bones they disturb during exhumations as they earn a living. Ricardo, an exhumer in Pasay Cemetery since 1967, earns 150 pesos per adult grave and calls it honest work that feeds his family and honors the dead. They appeal for basics like washrooms or a church, but when ignored, they build their own ways to cope, like church programs offering free graves for drug war victims and healing sessions for widows left broke and broken. Venture outside Manila, and hidden pains shift to the provinces, where indigenous groups face land grabs and cultural erasure. Their ancient stories of shamans killed by Spanish colonizers fed to crocodiles still whispered in villages. Or take the toxic beauty chase. Skin-lightening products flood markets, laced with mercury and steroids, causing health horrors from kidney damage to birth defects. All because colonial ideals push lighter skin as better. Women slather on creams daily, ignoring warnings, while ads promise success and love. A silent epidemic born from history's scars. But flip it again, and you'll uncover positive secrets, like the hunter-gatherer tribes in remote islands, where storytelling trumps hunting as the top skill, passing wisdom through tales that keep culture alive. Or hidden gems like Malapascua Island's secret beaches, where locals dive for sea urchins and share laughs under palms, far from tourist crowds. In places like Intramuros, the walled city echoing 333 years of history, you feel the blend of Spanish prisons turned into vibrant spots, or beaches that were old American bases, now peaceful shores. Even in the face of typhoons that ravage yearly, Filipinos rebuild with bayanihan, neighbors helping neighbors, turning disaster into community strength. Think of couples like Celine and Dennis, who ditched city life for a campervan adventure, discovering native trees on bills come alive in forests, decolonizing views of nature one TikTok at a time. These untold stories reveal ingenuity, from fixing boat engines with scavenged parts in fishing villages to urban farmers growing veggies on rooftops amid pollution. Haunted spots add mystery. Manila City Hall's ghosts wandering after 6 p.m., or hotels with suicide specters, blending folklore with real fears. Dark tourism draws some to sites like the Villa Filipina recreations, reminding of colonial zoos where Filipinos were displayed like exhibits. Yet, resilience shines. Families in slums trade skills, kids dream big despite odds, and elders share wisdom that progress can't erase. This hidden Philippines isn't just struggle, it's adaptation, where survival math means cooperation, times patience equals hope. As you pull back from the cemeteries and slums, remember, behind the smiles and hospitality Filipinos show the world lies this raw truth. A nation fighting silent battles but always rising, proving that even in the darkest corners, life finds a way to endure and even thrive.